Jim Cause, just back with the Positive Past podcast. Today we've got Kurt, another coastie, another favourite coastie of mine. Um, it's just got him on. Obviously, we're looking at just getting stuff off our chest, whether it be deep or whether it be surface stuff. And we're just looking at just trying to normalize just talking in general. And it's just, like I said, it doesn't have to be fucking too full on or anything like that. It's just getting just little bits off your chest and just breaking down these like little barriers that we put up for ourselves. But it might be a bit of a weird way to start this podcast off, but I was just saying to Kurt earlier that while I was sitting in the shower, washing my shaft, whatever, fucking blah blah blah, I was having some like little shower thoughts, and I was thinking to myself like, I've known Kurt from pretty much year 7, which is around 13 years old, and I was thinking to myself like, through my whole years, I've fucking seen Kurt at all these parties and drunk with them, and he's real close with some of my best friends, older brothers and stuff, and we've yarned so much throughout the years, but we actually sort of don't know too much about each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of like, it's crazy, and we were just talking about it, how quite a lot of us coasties, we just know each other on a surface level, where we'll just know them as like, oh, bro, that's the dude that fucking went hard at the party last week. Tell them who you are, tell them what your name is, what job you do.
Yeah. So I'm Kurt. I'm 29. I've lived on the coast my whole life, and I'm a scaffy. I've been a scaffy for like 10 years. Got it off my dad. My dad taught me how to scaffold, and yeah, I'm just a normal guy.
Yeah.
Like gaming, just
Yeah.
just like chilling, Yeah.
Bro, because you were in a band, when you like a little while ago, back in the day. I can remember seeing like some
Yep.
pictures or like posters or something up with you, and you're like fucking, full
Yeah,
screaming and
yeah,
what.
yeah. So
Are you still in that?
me and nah, not anymore. I haven't done that for maybe like 7 years now.
Fuck.
So me and a couple of the bros started it up when we were like 16,
Yeah.
and then just like we just kept going and kept going, and then as we got older, we like progressed into like doing bar shows and stuff like that, and it was me. It was like
Yeah, bro, because you guys were international, like fucking millionaires and shit, eh? You guys were like, had heaps of millions of followers and shit, eh? Well, were you guys more of
we're
like
just
the band garage, eh? Garage band?
yeah, we were like I think we were pretty like Auckland famous, as you could say.
Yeah,
We're like just like a local metal band that did shows like every week. And,
yeah. Bro, what was that like?
like
Like the
there
whole
was
like
we were
performing side of it? Would have been pretty intense,
a
eh?
couple of I was epic rock star.
Yeah,
Some of the shows he played, it was just like big benders, like
could just imagine, bro.
the the bars would like give us all free drinks all night and stuff like that.
Man,
So you could just get us hammered, and play some death metal with like some of your best mates. So that was definitely,
because what? How old were you
yeah.
guys when you guys actually like started like performing and like bars and stuff, eh?
Yeah, I think the first one we did when we were like fresh 18, and that was
Yeah,
at Live Bar in the city,
yeah,
which is now like Men of Steel or something like that. It was honestly such a like mean buzzer just getting up there,
yeah,
because like obviously I was like a real angry as teenager, so getting up there and just like screaming,
yeah.
like
Just
as
felt good,
loud as I
bro.
was, mean buzzer. Yeah. But like when I'd like get off the stage, I was like super shy, like
Come like into
I
a
had to,
shell
I
again.
was just out of it. Yeah. But then when you're on stage, it was like full. It was like a different persona, eh? So
Yeah,
that was a huge. So it was such a thing. It would just take too much energy now. Eh?
yeah. Because what?
Now
Who,
that
who
I'm
was writing your guys' songs for you? Eh?
just like wasn't it? Yeah, James and Sam and
Yeah,
Warwick. They were just they'd all just chip in and write
Yeah.
songs together. And, yeah.
So what was your
And then
what
I
was your
just
position
come
in the
in
band?
and I was the singer. Yeah,
Yeah.
just screaming the whole time. Yeah. Right.
So it would have been like good to like you know like once you jumped on stage, like all that shit that's
Yeah.
built up in between is like you're let out in the next show.
Yeah, bro. It was definitely like a release of this like anger and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was nuts. It was just nuts. So partying. It was just a lot of partying.
Yeah. Bro, well, Auckland, bro, perfect place for it, eh?
A few years like when we were doing it was like when Auckland metal was like crazy. It was everywhere, but now
Yeah.
it's like completely gone.
Yeah.
There's like minimal shows and all that.
Right,
Like
everyone's in
people
trap boys
now
and
in
like
Toronto.
the dudes who like fucking run around in dresses and shit, you know, like the young thugs and shit, you know, wear like dresses and nail polish and fucking shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah. Very, very different buzz now than what it was.
Yeah. Cause what primary did you go to? Did you go to Stans?
Yeah, went to Stanwell Bay.
Yeah. How'd you find it at Stans? All good?
From then, that are like some of my best friends now, which is me. So
Yeah.
like 25, 20 years later,
Yeah.
still very close with them. Yeah.
Right,
And
that's
then same
man.
with High Business Coast
Yeah.
Intermediate too, because everyone like that went to Stan's or like went to Ponga and stuff, Ponga Primary and all that, all went to High Business Coast Intermediate. And then we all, like most of us, merged into Ponga College. We were
Yeah.
like the foundation.
Yeah.
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 But then
Yeah,
I was
bro,
only there
cause
for like 2 years, got kicked out. It
yeah.
was, but yeah, it was a different time. That's like a long time ago.
Bro, not too long, because like if you're 29, bro, I'm only 25. You know, that's 4 years, bro. So like that
Yeah,
still had
yeah, right.
developed a lot
Oh, look,
between like that 4 years since you started and to where
yeah,
I
yeah,
started.
yeah. Well, that was almost 12 years ago when I left. Well,
Shit.
I left college like 13 years ago.
Well, how old were you when you left? Did you leave or did you get kicked out?
I left on my own accord at the end of, at the start of the last year of college
Yeah.
because I went to Orewa because I got kicked out of Ponga and then went to Orewa and then I got expelled from Orewa in like 2 weeks. I had like a half a year off school and then ended up like writing a letter to the principal being like, can I come back to school? And he was like, yep, sweet. Like, oh, and then just I didn't really do anything
Yeah.
in school. So I'll just brackets.
Yeah. Bro, that's out of it though, because I didn't know that you went from um WGP to Ottawa. And what did you end up coming back to WGP or did you end up going back to Ottawa?
Yeah. No, I went back to Ponga Pro.
Went to Whangaparo. And what? How long did you finish your
Yeah.
years there?
Nah, finished just left on the last year, like the first term. They
Mm.
just let me back in there just to keep me out of trouble. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that's pretty good, I guess. Instead of me roaming around in the streets doing shit, I was in school, like just being trouble.
Yeah. How long were you saying you did scaffing for?
Probably like 11 years now, all up.
11 years, right? That's quite a while, in that industry.
Yeah, it's like my knees are like ruined. Yeah, my body's like definitely giving up. Hey, I've been
Bro,
working this week.
how's the shoulders? Must have pretty big shoulders from the
Oh,
poles, bro.
the shoulders are good. Yeah, the
Yeah.
shoulders this week.
Well,
Just like
how'd you get
probably
into scaffing? Was it something you
squatting.
kind of wanted to do, or was it just something that you sort of just ended up getting into?
Um, I my old man he used to do like staging and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, he did like all like big day out stages, like Christmas in the Park. He built all those, and So I was like going to concerts and shit like that when I was young.
Yeah, from a young
Yeah,
age.
he's done like everyone. He's done like everyone you could think of, like Michael Jackson and shit. And we lived in a factory in Silverdale, and that was like his scaffold yard. We lived there for years. And
Yeah.
as I just got older, he just would like take me around, and I'd just do shit with him and stuff like that. But yeah, as I got older, he actually like gave me my first job and was like, "Yeah, come and work with me," and just like picked me up from my house every day.
Yeah.
To work with him, and I just kind of like from there, and then just haven't left.
Yeah. Fuck, bro, because that's a long time.
Yeah, that's it. There's so much other shit that I want to do, but I'm like, do I start from square one, or do I just keep chugging along and skipping? Yeah.
I feel like, bro, there's definitely got to be a point in time where we start wanting to do shit for ourselves, bro. That's why I kind of wanted to start this up, is because, like, you know, for years, bro, like, since I first started working, all I've ever done is just build other people's empires, bro.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know? So it's kind of like, you know, like, this is my first step in, I guess, building my own empire kind of thing. Bro, I'd encourage you to just fucking just get into whatever you're thinking about getting, bro, and just never mind
Yeah.
about the consequences and shit, bro. Just as long as you've got like an end goal and what you want to accomplish, bro. That should be like the only thing that you should be looking at. Anything else that's, you know, gets in the way, bro. You just give a little shoulder nudge and budget out of the way.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
So
Because I know for
yeah,
myself that I probably would have found it pretty hard to work with my old man, bro. How'd
right,
you
my old
find
man's
it?
he's pretty. Yeah, my old man's pretty crazy,
Yeah,
and he's fucking funny as. So,
yeah. That's
so
all
it's
good.
just like it was like no drama. I'd go work for him now as well. Like
Yeah.
it was like easy. Yeah.
Are you guys pretty
If he,
close, you and your old man?
um, probably not as close as I want to be, but so
Same, bro.
it's quite
Same.
hard during the lockdown and shit. Can't
Mm,
really go and see them.
yeah.
I'd like to be much closer with like my parents.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
just buzz out about it, bro. Because like I don't know, I don't know how you'd feel about it, but you know, I'm only 25, but I realize that you know the years are going a lot quicker now,
yeah.
and they're not fucking
Oh
getting
yeah,
any
yeah,
younger.
bro.
So I'm like, shit, I
Yeah,
need to fucking start hurry up and like trying to make these connections and build up a more solid relationship with them before you know time comes. You know.
yeah. That thought always goes through my head and shit like that. I'm like, and my mum even says that to me. She's like, "I'm getting old now, and I
Guilt
feel
trips.
bad."
Yeah.
She's like, "Come around for dinner," and all that shit. I'm like, oh, life just gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah, bro, hard. Everyone needs to understand that, like, you know, life, bro, we can't control life whatsoever, bro. We can only control what we do in life, you know? Whatever life wants to do with us, it's going to do whatever it pleases with us. It's just like trying to, like, understand that life gets in the way of shit that you want to do or people you want to see and shit. I feel like that's something that a lot of people struggle with, bro, is just trying to understand life and the fact that, like, we have to live life on life's terms. We can't live life on our own terms. Why so just fucking chew us up and spit us out, bro.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
cause
So,
what's it called? Like you've got quite a few siblings, bro. I noticed throughout the years, you know, because you know Jesse was in my year, and then there was TJ and
yeah,
your sisters in that. Are you pretty close with them?
yeah. Nah, not really. Like,
Not really.
yeah, same as my parents. Like, talk to them. But my brother lives probably like 5 minutes away from me. And I like never see him.
Yeah.
He's my older brother.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something to do with my personality or
Just one of those
just like
things, eh?
sheltered a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I make the time to go and see them because he's got
Yeah.
two daughters now. I've only
Shit.
seen them probably like a handful of times.
Yeah.
I do want to see them, or I do want to see them, but it's something like just I don't know if it's like my anxiety or just something like that just holds me back from just driving up the road and
Well, like, you know, obviously you'd know, like, that your anxiety probably fucking holds you back from a lot of shit, bro. Just like I know that, like, you know, my
Oh,
anxiety fucking, bro, like, I'll freak out going up to the fucking supermarket, bro. You know, like, and
yeah, yeah, bro. Like,
my boys
yeah,
will probably be laughing like this because, like, you know, sometimes we'll like be going out for like a day trip or some shit. We need to go get some snacks or something, and I just gotta like fucking rack myself up, bro. I'm like, fuck, bro. There's gonna be so much people in there, bro. Like, what the fuck?
yeah,
You know, what if I
yeah,
bump into
yeah,
someone, or what if I bump into heaps of
yeah.
people I know, and then I have to have all these conversations, and then my mind's just like, fuck, and I'm just like, bro, I don't even want to go in there. And then they're like,
Yeah.
fucking hurry up, cunt. I'm like, fuck, shit. All right then. But yeah, bro, it's like,
Yeah,
you know, it's just anxiety, bro. Like, it just fucking gets in the way of a lot of shit, even just normal shit,
yeah,
you know, like I just said, like even trying to go get food, bro, from the supermarket, you know, like it gets you when you're
yeah, yeah.
least
I used to be
expect it.
way more.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I was I was way more crippled when I was younger, but I still am. But I feel like I could like really honestly put a halt on my life, like for
yeah,
so many years, and like probably like yeah, like so I'd be working out on site and stuff like that. And, you know, you'd have to obviously talk to the builder and shit like that, and I'd be like,
mm.
"Well, I'm not talking to the builder. Nah, don't make me do it. Nah, no
Yeah,
fucking way, bro."
yeah,
And I'd like go organise the job, and I'm there organising the job, and I'm like, "All right, go ask the builder what he wants. Someone else fucking go do it," and
yeah.
then get them to come back and tell me what they want and shit. And I was like,
Well, that's the perk of being in that
but now I'm
position.
like, yeah, 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 bro. I mean, just as I got a little bit older, I felt like my job helped me more though, like because I
Mm.
was around so many different people, so,
Yeah,
like that helped me be able to
yeah,
talk to strangers and shit like that. You get like new
yeah.
guys coming into work and stuff like that, and you be like, you know, you have to tell them what to do and shit like that. But
Mm.
if it was fuck, oh, I could just work by myself, eh? So like,
Yeah,
all right,
bro.
yeah, do what you want to do, bro. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so,
Yeah, I'm quite similar in that aspect, bro. Like, I'd rather work by myself, you know? And like at the place that I'm
yeah,
working
yeah,
at the moment, out in Gulf Harbour down at HMC, right? Like I'm just tucked
yeah,
away in like a little like
yeah,
shrink wrap tent at the back, bro. And I just work out there by myself on the sea legs, bro. Just because I don't know, I
yeah.
just work more efficient. And I guess for you, would you sort of like try take the time to like I guess like get yourself on the same level as them where it doesn't feel weird, or would you just sort of like pull someone that you're comfortable with and then be like, bro, can you tell that dude to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
something? Yeah,
Oh, sometimes, sometimes they're both, I'm like, if there's someone around, like Mark or someone that I work with, I'll just be like, yeah, bro, you go tell him, even though he's only meters away and he could probably hear. Like, yeah, no,
yeah,
you go do that, bro. You go
yeah,
tell him. I'm like, and then he'll be like, why won't you? I'm like, well, I'm not that keen, bro. Just chill here. I'll just chill here. I
yeah,
still do it like most days at work, Be like, oh, something's on the way. Oh, go tell him to move it, Mark. He's like, you go and fucking tell him. Bro.
nah,
just freeze up, Freeze
yeah,
up.
bro. But I feel like it'd be so much more common than people tend to like think, bro. Because like
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know, just listening to like what you've just said then, like I noticed that I have quite a lot of similarities um when it comes to like, you know, dealing with like customers and shit, you know, they're asking me about questions of their boat and shit and I'm like, I'm not even working on your boat, man. Like I don't know what the fuck to do and then I'm
yeah,
like freaking out, I'm scrambling around trying to
yeah.
find someone to like be able to tell them what they want to know and what they want to hear. So like there's definitely like heaps of that anxiety and stuff that comes around like being in the workplace and stuff like that, bro.
I would have nights like where I couldn't sleep. I'm like the worst sleeper. Like every single night I struggle to sleep, and then I'd
Bro.
like go to work and my anxiety would be going through the roof, and I'll just be like, nah, fuck it, I'm not going to work today. I'm not feeling it. I'll just be like, nah, bro, because I'm just so, my chest is just going, but I'm like, nah, today's not a good day. I'm just going to fucking stay home. And luckily, the place I was working at, I could just stay home as well. So fucking me.
At least you were able to, you know, like, I guess pinpoint it and be able to target it, you know, when it sort of like arose, you know. At least you weren't like sort of just forcing yourself to get out there and then all of a sudden you're fucking lashing out at people and shit because you're having a freak out, you know?
So I'd text my boss and be like, you know, I'll tell him, I'll be like, nah, fuck, I don't want to be at work today. I'm stressing out. But then I'd just sit around home all day stressing out that I wasn't at work and if I was going to have enough money and shit like that. It was like a big cycle of going. But back in the day, I was just, that was it's not a good time doing that, just freaking out, just going.
Yeah. And like you said, bro, it's a cycle, you know? It's a cycle. So like once you put yourself in that cycle, it's probably just going to keep going in that cycle until you break it.
Yeah, and I wasn't even sitting at home like trying to figure out ways of, you know, to fix my anxiety. I was just sitting there going, fuck, like,
bathing in it.
Like, bro, pretty much. And I just do that for like, you know, 1 or 2 times a week for so long too, just like years. And that's I just felt like, you know, it just fucking I feel like I can't really say that it like put me behind, but fucking definitely like had a big impact on my life. Like,
kind of like made you stagnant.
Like, bro. Like I just plateaued through, and then like when I finally like got to the end, I still not as bad as was now, like, but now I'm finally like, you know, I can see my life going like, you know, slowly uphill because I don't have like severe anxiety like that just cripples you. I'm like, fuck, it feels good. It feels mean to be able to just like back up onto the life, you know.
Bro. No, that's mean, but you know, like the best thing is I noticed that you're able to like take yourself out of the situation and like I guess like dissect it and look at it from like a third person point of view, you know, like by the sounds of how you're explaining it, you know, it's like, you know, you're watching all this unfold, but at the same time you're like also watching yourself let the stuff unfold kind of thing.
Yeah.
You've learned your triggers and things that can trigger you and little ways that you can combat those triggers with. Obviously, like we're all going to have those days where like the whole world just comes on top of us, you know, and it's just fucking us up, and you know we could be bedridden, bro. You know, I know that there's a lot of people out there that will be going through the same thing as you, where you know for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, bro, they could be sweet as, you know,
bro.
they could be on the moon, and then next thing you know, bro, that 4th week they're just stuck in bed for the next 3 days because they're fucking scared of coming out, and you know, which is why it's good to like talk about this stuff so other people out there know that, you know, they're not the only ones suffering, and that, you know, there's a lot of us out here who go through the, I guess, similar situations and similar things, bro. So it's good, bro. It's good that you're able to start, I guess, start seeing your triggers and being able to deal with them, because obviously it's got you to a point where, like you were saying, your life's starting to slowly incline, you know, instead of decline. And you know, like it's a good feeling, bro, when you start seeing like these little positive changes. It couldn't like it might not even be big changes, you know. It could be the littlest things, bro. But you know, all those little things, bro, over a whole year, bro, it builds up into something big, you know.
Yeah, that's it, bro. Like that's what I've been doing, like at the moment. Is just, like taking small steps, breaking habits, you know, breaking patterns of shit that I was doing, and like everything's just fucking like just going up. Like my anxiety is going down. Like, you know, the way those shit days are less shit now and stuff like that.
What have you started changing to get yourself into that position? Like I heard you say that you're breaking like certain patterns and certain like addictions or whatever.
Um, I got to a fucking real low point at like maybe like 3 months into maybe like October last year. I felt myself going like fucking downwards, and I like just was just started doing dumb shit, bro. Like I was binging like every weekend and just like not doing the right things really. And then like maybe into January of this year, I just fucking had enough and was like, fuck, I'm sick of feeling like this. And then when just like I honestly just like woke up and was like, I can't fucking feel this way anymore. It's like
Yeah,
I'm at my breaking point. And
yeah,
then just like reached out, and that was like the first step. That was my first small step of like helping myself. And
yeah,
then a couple of weeks, I just know that let my friends know, and then just like every couple of weeks, I just did something different, like
mm,
telling myself something different, or like I wasn't going to do this today, I was going to do this. And they're just like the small little things like that. Just like
yeah,
one step at a time, like pretty much just
yeah,
keep going and keep going. And
yeah, bro. And like
yeah,
since then, you can look at yourself where you are now, and probably
yeah,
put a smile on your face, bro, because you've probably come
yeah,
so far, and you're probably in a point in your life now where you probably, back last year around that October time, you probably wouldn't have seen yourself in this position you are now, and how far you've come since
yeah,
then.
yeah, 100%. I honestly never thought that I'd like feel like this. Like
Yeah,
you went like you like they say you couldn't see the light, bro. I was like, I just thought that was it. I was just gonna be stuck like this forever. Like, and I was real
yeah,
stubborn about it too. I didn't want to get any help and shit like that. And then once I did finally start getting the help, I was like, fuck, this is like what it feels like to be alive, really.
mm,
Like everything was like so much brighter. Like you
reborn,
just see
bro.
so much more. Yeah, it was like pretty much was like that, eh? Like things like even small things like going outside, looking at like flowers and shit like that. I'd never seen them like the way that I can see them. Like
Yeah,
I was telling people that I was like, it's a fucking weird feeling like going outside and like looking at the sky and like finally being able to see it. Like
yeah,
the sky was fucking beaming, and I was just like, what the fuck? This is how people have been living. While I've been living in shadow for
yeah.
like 15 years. Yeah, fucking surreal. It's a surreal thing.
Yeah, bro. Because I'm guessing, like like around that October or that January time that you were talking about when you started reaching out. Is that when you made those statuses on Facebook? Like the status was just saying that you've been struggling and you're going through some times, and that you're starting to take your first steps into reaching out or something. So I'm guessing it's probably when you
Oh
started
yeah,
reaching out at the start.
yeah, bro, yeah. So yeah, but I let everyone know and stuff like
What made you feel like making that status about? I guess like that's I guess quite like
that.
a
I think it was
vulnerable status.
yeah, because I was just being like, I was just doing dumb shit and like hurting people and stuff like that, and like I guess I just wanted people to know that I was like, trying to get back on the right track, like
Mm, mm,
getting my well being back up, because like I was in like a real dark place. I was just like sitting in a room for like a week, shit like that,
yeah,
and like my friends, they keep checking in on me and stuff like that. So I thought it was like, I thought I'd just let everyone who's like messaged me um, know by like doing that big
yeah,
status, like that.
yeah,
And it's nice because then people comment on it and people message you
Mm.
shit like, that F you and stuff like that. Like a big buzz. Like if you're having a shit day and someone messages you something nice,
Yeah.
brighten the whole day up, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Because like when I think about you, like when I was younger, like I guess the image of you in my head, bro, is like whenever I seen you, you're always like happy dude, bro. You always had a big grin on your face.
Yeah,
You're always like, you're always just full of life, bro. But and it's a bit buzzy now you talking about this because by the sounds like in those happiest times that I would have seen you, you probably would have been like facing your demons at the same time. And it's kind of like buzzy, bro, and it buzzes me out listening to you and talk about like just being so like just so angry and stuff back then, bro. And like I think about you, and I'm like, bro, I've never seen you angry in my whole life, bro.
yeah. Oh yeah, like I was, I love going out and seeing people and like being social and shit like that. Like I hated the way that I felt when I wasn't around people, Like
Yeah.
when I go home, fuck, I just turn into a shell of like a person. But when I'm, out being social, there's like you put on a front really, but you
Mm.
are obviously enjoying yourself. So I love
Yeah.
I love getting because my friends around and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's a fucking mean buzz.
Mm. Yeah, bro. Well,
You
it's
get
good for
home,
the
like
soul,
different story. Yeah, that's it, bro. So like, yeah, like with lockdowns and shit like that, people fucking, that's sad shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like people
Yeah.
can't see each other and stuff like that, and you need that buzz, eh?
Yeah, bro. Well, you just need that connective.
Energy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just you miss the energy of other people and stuff like that.
Yeah, bro. And because like that's a lot of the things as we do as like human beings, bro. Is like we radiate frequencies, bro. And the
Yeah,
best way to hold like a high frequency of yourself is to be in a room full of other people who are on the same high,
yeah,
and that's why so much people are like, just love being social, love being with friends and stuff is
yeah,
because,
yeah, yeah,
in that moment, bro, you guys are all just like this. But then
yeah,
once you
yeah,
take yourself away, you're now at your just normal level of frequency, which is why a
yeah,
lot of people would probably tend to feel, like a bit lost or, like they could go from being this happy as at a party person, and then as soon as they get home, they're like, "Fuck, I should have just stayed at the party.
yeah,
I probably would have been a bit better,
yeah,
would have been a
yeah,
bit
yeah,
happier, even if I was up until fucking 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It's better than sitting here by
yeah,
myself with my own thoughts, kind of shit."
yeah, for sure, for sure. A lot of people just don't take time out and like give themselves time. Like when you're alone,
Mm,
like say you work all day, right, and then you go home and you like immerse yourself in like the TV or computer,
mm,
Xbox, whatever you want, and you do that till you fall asleep. And you do that 5 days a week, and when the weekend comes, you fucking go and drink piss with your mates.
mm,
So your energy levels are like hard out down,
yeah.
and then you just wait. You're dreading Monday. Do the same thing all week, and then you do the same thing on the weekend. But what people don't do is fucking like take like 1 hour out of the day, just sit there and think about like where you want to be, what you want to do. Give yourself
Mm,
some time. It's like
mm,
everyone's like just feeling, that everyone's so busy all the time, or just like avoiding, like, having some you time to think about like
mm,
shit that you want to do in life and stuff like that. Like I did that for like 5 years. Never ever time out of my day or like any time out of the week to think about like where I want to be, what I want to do, and shit like that. I
yeah.
was just like living in a fucking blur for like years and years. And that was like now I'm actually like I take time out and think about like what I want to do, what am I like,
Mm,
what am I grateful for, where am I at, where's my head at,
mm,
and shit like that.
yeah.
feel like that's a big struggle for a lot of people.
Yeah, bro, for sure. Because like even me, bro, I'm guilty of not taking time out for myself. Like I do stuff to benefit myself, like work out, shit like that. But
Yeah,
I've like, bro, even today, like I still haven't taken time out to actually like think
yeah,
about myself, who I am, who I want to be, what I want to do, what I want to become, kind of
yeah,
thing. So
yeah,
I feel like that's a real fucking valuable point that you bring up, bro. Is taking time out for
yeah.
yourself. You know,
Because
I guess it's
yeah,
like one of those like
I,
fill your cup back up kind of things, eh? Because like everyone's got a cup, and you spend all your time sipping away at your cup, and all of a sudden you forget to refill it, and now we're all walking around, half-assed or empty
yeah,
cupped.
that's it, bro. You just I just like now have started taking out time for me. Like I sit
Mm,
outside probably like almost an hour, 2 hours a day because I live in Pukui, so I've got like a big bush around me,
yeah,
and I just watch the birds. We got like wild goats and shit like that out here.
man.
So I now sit on my deck and like chill out, have a few ciggies, have a coffee, and just
Yeah,
like take some time out for myself and
yeah.
like think about something and write something down. Just
Mm-mm.
get my fucking spirit back up.
Like by the sounds, it's taken you a long time to evaluate
Yeah,
your life and your past, bro. But now, you're at a position where you're able to take that time out of the day for yourself and really
yeah,
look at life from a different perspective now, And
yeah, for sure.
well, what I reckon you're doing with the whole, just taking time out, writing stuff down and just stuff like that, that I'd say a lot of us would probably benefit from doing something like that. Would probably benefit a
Yeah,
lot,
just
bro. How do you
um,
think for yourself it's changed your life?
it's mean, eh? It's like, yeah, I've got a little journal now that I just jot down whatever I wanted and shit like that. Like, come
Yeah,
home, write something nice in there, or how I was feeling that day.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a small little habit that like definitely will help you a lot. If you can't speak to someone, it's always good to you got to get it out of you somehow.
mm,
So if like there's no one around you to listen to you, you've got to pad and pen, just write something down, how you're feeling, because it will get it out of your mind. It will
mm,
just be so helpful, small little thing like that.
yeah,
I've been doing that a lot.
bro. That's the best thing I could probably say for anyone, bro. Is if you can't talk, write it out. Just get it out of your
Yeah,
system.
yeah. So I didn't, bro. I was like fucking shit. Yeah, like I was saying, I was a shell, bro. I did not talk to anyone. Didn't say a word. I just built up, bottled everything. You know?
Mm,
And then just this year, I've just been doing small things like writing down and I've been to therapy and stuff like that. Talk a bit
yeah,
my emotions and shit.
yeah,
Fucking once you get it out, honestly, it feels fucking so good. Just the weight, just like
yeah,
off
yeah.
your
Right, because I've always sort of thought about therapy because like I just said, I've always struggled with actually like talking to people. How did you find therapy for
yeah.
you?
I was me. I just went through the family doctor, like your local one, and I lucked out and got this like good as dude. He's probably only like 10 years older than me,
Yeah,
and he was just a champ. Like they would drive all the way out here to come and see me and shit.
shit.
Like the second one, I opened up a bit, and he talked to me about him too, like he would, try to make a connection, so it wasn't that awkward. And
Yeah,
then at the end of it, I was fucking like, I was just blabbing shit to him, like
yeah.
blabbing it all out to him, and he's just a Jesus, yeah.
Right, that's
And then
mean, bro.
I did another therapy as well after that, like it's called MDR. It's like another type, which is pretty good. It's like trains your brain to do some shit. I can't really to explain it, but it's pretty out there. It's like memories and stuff like that you have in you, like tries to release the emotional memories that you have or something like that. So it's pretty good. Yeah.
Sounds pretty like
I haven't done
fucking
that.
intense, right?
Yeah, it's pretty hard out there, but it was mean. It like took a lot of stress off. So.
Yeah, because obviously they'd have to like poke at you pretty deep to like, touch those emotions that they're trying to get you to release.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's just the guy was real nice and stuff, and like he teaches you that he like makes you smell stuff and like picture stuff and makes you write like good affirmations and shit like that.
Yeah.
So you're always thinking about good. Yeah. So you're always thinking about a good thing when you're thinking of that memory, of that bad memory. Like,
Yeah.
Pretty trippy. I mean.
Yeah. It sounds pretty complicated, bro. Is it pretty much like he's trying to train you to, I guess, recognize like a good moment now and replace it with the bad moment, I guess?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's like that. Mate, it's like he tries to remove the emotion from the memory, the bad memory, and replace it with the emotion of the good memory. It's real trippy, eh?
Bro, that's pretty crazy,
like,
bro. I didn't even know that existed, bro.
Yeah, he like makes you like look at a pen and like follow the pen, and he like makes you blink and shit. It's real.
Like hypnotize you.
But, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But it definitely works.
Even from what you've said, it's like I can see that, from like those years back, you've started breaking down, barriers and breaking patterns and breaking old habits and stuff, bro. And it's obviously worked out real well for you because, you're probably found yourself in the best position you've found yourself in a long time.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Like, yeah, want a different buzz now, eh? Like,
Yeah.
different life to what I was, living a year ago or however many years. Like, the whole perception's like completely different.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of that was just to do with not drinking, eh? Cut out a lot of the drink. I've probably drunk like 7 times this whole year. Just was like, nah, fuck that. It's fucking my life. Like, it's making me feel worse than I need to feel. So I stopped that. And yeah, that's a big part of it also. So I wasn't drinking like every day. I was only drinking on the weekends. But when I would drink on the weekends, now I'd go hard. I've been a week drink. I don't even have one beer. I've never been like a after work beer guy. Just the weekends only.
Yeah. Bro, because that's where I found for myself too, is like where I started feeling a lot better is when I started cutting out the drinking, bro. Because I'm sort of same position as you now, like myself, that the drinking, bro, is such a big thing. And as you know, like so much of us coasties, bro, just love to send it,
Yeah.
So, and I think like the whole like drinking aspect of it, obviously it's worked for you, like cutting out the drinking, bro. I know that for myself, cutting out the drinking's worked for me. So I guess we could like push the narrative or push people to, just try putting down the bottle, bro. Because the way I was thinking about it is like, how the fuck am I meant to be feeling good about myself of every single day I'm poisoning my body?
Yeah, that's yeah. I couldn't see it like when I was drinking every weekend that like how much it was like affecting my life. Couldn't see it at all, and I was just I was like just fucking eager every week to get out there and drink. And then when I didn't have a drink, when I didn't go out for like 2 months, I was like, holy fuck, I feel fucking like incredible. My body's like rejuvenated, like fucking I've got so much energy and shit. I was like, holy shit. And then eventually I did get on the bus, and when I woke up in the morning, I was like, fuck, this is not nice, eh? Like, I was like, I'm definitely not drinking for a while after that.
Yeah,
Also because I'm almost 30, so my hangovers are like fucking
way
intense.
worse.
So yeah, I was drinking for like 10 years every weekend, non-stop, no breaks and shit. And then I just finally got rid of it, and I was like, I'd never thought that I'd be able to cut it out, and I was just like, fuck, it
Mm,
wasn't even that hard. Like, why didn't I do it
yeah.
earlier? Or like, take it slower at least, and like, just have a few beers and eat some shit. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
wondering if sort of that contributes to to our suicide rates, and why so much of our young and men are ultimately committing suicide is because a lot of the time a lot of us look to the bottle, bro. You know,
yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, it's a fucking poison, and it's legal,
mm.
so
It's
fuck,
almost like they want
that's
us to fucking kill ourselves, bro. The government,
it's yeah, you can't believe that. Like, it's legal sometimes, eh? And
Mm.
it's like the shit it does to people is fucking next level.
Yeah.
Emotionally, physically.
Oh, just all aspects, bro. It's all
Yeah,
aspects,
that's
bro. It's just damaging, it just damages your internal, and it ultimately affects the way you see your external self, because you're so fucking disgusted in your inner self that when you look into a mirror or something, you're disgusted on what you see on the surface. So I feel like like one thing that could probably contribute to lessening the suicide rates in our country is probably trying to sort out drinking out, bro. I reckon, because like there's two dudes sitting here, me and you, and we've both, talked about the fact that we got off drinking and it's helped us both immensely, and if there's other people that are, pissheads every day, or, alcoholics, just put the bottle down and just see how that makes you feel, because, it's
yeah,
worked
for sure.
for me and Kurt, so, who's not to say it's not going to work for you, and a lot of people don't have fuck all to lose now, and it's probably worse, our drinking culture, since everyone's been locked inside.
Oh, yeah,
Everyone's probably
bro,
just
for
been going
sure.
hard.
Yeah, yeah. Nothing. What else is there to do?
Mm-hmm. Well, what are some other sort of little things that you've implemented to sort of help cut out some of the habits, some of the patterns and stuff, on top of therapy and writing affirmations and just quitting the liquor?
Just like, I'd wake up on my way to work, just like name off 5 things that you're grateful for, like, that are around
Mm,
you or in your life. Shit like that. That's probably like one of the ones I do most days. Just cruising and just like, yeah, but just
yeah.
look around, just go, oh yeah, I'm grateful for that. Like, you see someone or something like that.
So having
Yeah,
I guess having the gratitude, just finding the
yeah,
gratitude in
bro.
the day. You
Yeah,
think that finding gratitude in your life is probably one of the things that's helped you out the most?
yeah, sure. Like I was like just so unappreciative of anything. Like,
Mm,
and then this was like I started doing this actually like probably a year or two ago as well, and it definitely made me feel a lot better. Like, name off something that you're just stoked about that's in your life.
mm,
You realize, fuck, like there's actually a lot of things that I mean in my life. Instead of going, fuck that, I
yeah,
hate this fucking beach. Why would I want to be at the beach?
yeah,
Just something like
yeah,
that. You go, I hate sand.
yeah,
I hate sand. Like,
yeah. So it's just trying to find the positives in the small things, eh?
yeah, bro.
Like I feel like a lot of people tend to focus on all the negative stuff a lot more than the positive stuff. Like what you've just said, they're like, fuck the beach, I don't want to go to the beach, it's too sandy. Where there'd be another person out there who's never even been to a beach,
Yeah,
and they're like, oh my god, this is the most
yeah,
amazing thing I've ever seen in
yeah,
my life. So it's just trying to change your the
yeah,
way you look at things, eh?
yeah, bro. And I just, yeah, fucking started doing that. it just fucking started like, yeah, my mind just started changing. Like, you know, I trained my mind to like not think about everything negatively.
Mm.
Yeah, like saying that I'm being grateful for the shit that's in my life, telling myself I'm thankful for my friends and stuff like that.
Mm.
Because at one point I was going, fuck all my fucking friends, fuck like, you know,
Yeah.
they can all get fucked. And I was just sitting in a room by myself, being like, nah, piss off, no one talk to me and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then the next day I'm like, they love me, like they're just trying to help me. You know?
Yeah.
That big thing, and I'm just like, yeah, just kind of trained my mind to like be less negative.
Mm. Well, you have to put out there what you want to receive, eh? You receive what you project. So if you're always positive, you know, you're more likely to receive positive feedback and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. And yeah, that's just. I just try to be as much as positive as possible. Is what I mean.
Mm.
And I've never ever been like as much as I'd like to say I have been positive before. Like I'd go positive like a year ago, 2 years ago. I'd be positive for fucking one day, and then be like, nah, fuck that. And just go back to being like this like an angry dude.
Yeah.
But now I'm like take a deep breath. You know, like what my
Mm.
counselor, therapy, he taught me like, you know, breathing techniques and shit like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're just ones that can like calm you down on the spot. You know, just take a
Yeah.
moment out. It takes you a minute or two just to do these little breathing techniques, and you
Yeah.
feel like, you know, you'll calm down again.
I guess as we get older, bro, like we start learning more about ourselves and how to deal with the stuff that's happened to us in the past, you know. And I guess like what I'm trying to push in this is that, you know, people need to understand that if that shit didn't happen, you would not be where you are right now. You know,
Yeah, bro, that's
like
right.
we have to go through all that bullshit, whether it's, you know, parents doing shit to us or our parents leaving us or, you know, fucking Uncle Bully coming through and doing something to us or fucking, you know, whatever it may be, bro. Like all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
bullshit that adds up over time has to happen to us, bro. Like we might think like fuck all that bullshit. Like I can't believe my fucking parents fucking left me and left me stranded doing this, or you know I can't believe my fucking family neglected me or whatever. But you know, in those fucking moments, bro, are the those moments are the moments that make us who we are today, you know? They build us and
yeah,
they
yeah,
make us strong and more resilient to the obstacles that we're going to face down the track because, you know, even though we had fucking heaps of shit happen back in the day, right, there's going to be way more shit that happens in our future, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah,
in
yeah,
order to be able to tackle the stuff in the future, we have to become strong and resilient from the stuff that's happened in our past, you know? And that's
yeah. That's
why, you know,
right.
with this whole movement, you know, I want to turn our past into a positive, bro, because a lot of people think that, you know, it's just always like, life's always fucking knocking me down, all this bad shit's always fucking happening, why does it always have to happen to me? But they're not understanding is that, you know, instead of like, why is this happening to me? You know, they should be going, why is this happening to me? You know, is there
Yeah,
a
yeah,
reason
yeah,
why
yeah,
this
yeah.
is happening to me?
Yeah,
Instead of
man.
just fucking freaking out and just being so fucking caught up in the moment and shit, you know? People just need to understand that, like, our hardest moments that we go through life are going to be the things that build us into the strongest person that we can be.
Yeah, and like all the shit that I've been like teaching myself and stuff like that, and all that therapy and all that. You know, if something does happen down the line, I'd have the tools now to
Mm,
be able to not just be like, fuck it, I'm out of here, or fuck it, flip out and smash something and shit like that. Just by
yeah,
taking those small steps, I feel like, you know, if something, if I did have like another fucking breakdown in a couple of years, I can always look back and be like, look, I've got the tools now.
mm,
Someone taught me the tools, and like I can teach the tools to someone else to so that they down the track can do the same thing and shit like that.
yeah, 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 bro. Well, that's the good thing about having you on here is like, you know, obviously, you know, you've gone through a lot of stuff, but you know, as we've seen and as we've noticed as the podcast has unfolded, is that you're being able to evaluate your past, get help from, you know, therapists and stuff to create, I guess, this list of tools. And now you're able to use these tools to your discretion whenever something pops up,
Yeah,
or, you know,
yeah,
you have a quick anxiety attack, or you're having a bad day, you know?
yeah. And just like, uh, if other people were like, this shit's like, it's quite simple to learn. You know, there's a few small steps and shit like that. And like, I couldn't recommend if you're like going through a shit spot, like, just go on the internet, look up something that's going to help you. It'll
Yeah,
fucking help you. Just a
yeah,
small thing, a breathing technique or anything like that. If you're having a shit time,
yeah,
like it's so simple. Just don't be stubborn and fucking reach out and do something about it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Bro, I'm fucking stubborn as fuck myself, you know? That's why I can't
yeah,
talk, bro, to people that are close to me, you know? Is because I'm just
yeah,
too stubborn, you know? That even though they know that something was wrong in a certain moment, you know, they're like, bro, you're all good. I'm like, bro, what are you on about? I'm sweet as. I fucking know.
yeah,
And
yeah,
anyone trying to fucking make a deal about nothing, you know? That's just how my headspace was. But then inside, I'm like,
yeah,
fuck, help me! You know, I was
yeah,
like, fuck!
yeah,
But I guess that
yeah,
stubbornness does come into play, bro, a lot of the time, you know?
yeah.
And I don't know if it's, you know, it's definitely more in men, bro, you know? And
Yeah.
I can't pinpoint why we find it so hard to talk about shit, bro. What do you reckon? What are your thoughts about it?
I don't know. I think it's just people that they just think it's like a weak thing. Hey, like
Like a stigma.
yeah, and I just don't think that people like dudes are brought up knowing that it's like okay to do that. You know, like how like men are meant to be superior and all that shit like that.
Mm-mm.
I think it's like somehow and like subliminally ingrained, like or passed down or whatever that it's like weak to talk to people about how you're feeling.
Yeah. It's fucked up, bro. It's just fucked up. Like what you're saying, how like we don't even know. Like me and like I've asked you the question, but me and you together, we still can't pinpoint
Yeah, I know.
why. You know,
Yeah,
it's just one of those things.
yeah,
But I think you brought up a good point about, you know, like it comes from, you know, our fathers teaching us how to be a bit more vulnerable and a bit more open. You know, because like
yeah.
you can still be a
Oh
fucking
man,
mad motherfucker and a mad killer and still be able to talk about your feelings, right?
yeah, yeah, for sure, bro, for sure. Like my old man, he's never talked to me like once about how he feels, and
Mm,
I guess like as a he never told me that like growing up to talk about shit and stuff like
mm,
that, and so I obviously brought that from my younger years into my adult life with me. Never like broke that habit of that only until fucking 2 years ago, something like
yeah.
that. Yeah, it's, uh, yeah, I can't wrap my head around why like it's such a big thing like that men don't talk. It should be
Like you
easier
just
for men.
said, is like you've never heard your dad open up and talk
Yeah,
about, you
yeah,
know, his feelings and stuff. So obviously, you know, you as a boy back then, looking up to the father figure that you idolize, you know, you're pretty much just
yeah,
going to do what he does, you know. So
yeah,
if he didn't talk, you're probably not going to talk because you didn't see him
yeah, yeah,
talk.
exactly. Yeah, so I think that may be something to do with that, or just stubborn,
Mm,
stubbornness. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I feel like maybe a lot of it could be based around like the generational things, you know, as like
yeah,
obviously back in the days, like in the 80s and shit, you know, like back then kids were smoking at like 12, 13 or whatever. You know, they could go down to the
yeah,
shop and
yeah,
shit. You know, like they just didn't really care about too much, or they were a lot more hardened to a lot of stuff back then, which ultimately
Yeah.
now we're going through like, you know, the 21st century where we've got all these different types of characters and all these different types of people. You know, we've got like gay people, we've got trans people, we've got like pansexual people, we've got all these different types of like um, communities and stuff now that have developed over the years because people have been so accepting and just accepted the fact that that's how people are, that we need to start accepting the fact that um, males need to be taught how to talk properly, I guess. You know, but
Yeah,
it's
bro.
going to have to
Yeah.
start from us, and we're going to have to pass it on to our kids. You know,
Yeah.
because it's something that like our generations before us failed to do, was to be able to, I guess, help us open up. So I guess we have to take it upon ourselves now to be able to make sure that it doesn't keep on happening. Because if it keeps on
Yeah.
happening, we're just going to keep on losing people like there's no tomorrow, bro. So one question that I probably want to keep, I guess, make it like a theme throughout the podcast is I want to know if you think we could put things in place as a community to help our brothers talk about their feelings. Like, is there anything you think we could do as a community to sort of make it a
Yeah,
bit
for
easier
sure.
for us to talk about shit?
Yeah. Like, it was quite a while ago that I was actually thinking about this. Like, there's a community space where you can hold things and shit like that. And, like, you could hire that out, make it like a
Mm,
little event, have a barbecue. Anyone can
mm,
come. And,
mm.
just like they can stand up and speak if they want. It's like kind of those things that they do, like Alcohol Anonymous shit. Like
Yeah,
someone stands up, they just get something off their chest, and like you can have a fucking barbecue and a couple of drinks or whatever, just a couple of fizzies.
yeah,
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 something
yeah.
like that.
Like, I guess like sort of like gatherings to like normalize it, you know? But I guess like,
Yeah, bro.
have people stand up and tell
Well,
their stories in front of a crowd
yeah,
while the
like
bros over there eating fucking
just
barbecue and having a beer.
yeah, or like just something casual like that where it's like might be all dudes or whatever. But people can come around and like can come down and just get something off their chest. Like everyone can have a
Mm-hmm.
turn if they want. Someone can
Yeah,
start it off, say what they need to say, and then
yeah,
fucking just be nice for them to get it out of their
mm,
stomach or in their chest.
yeah. Yeah, because you said you were telling me when we were sort of texting about sorting out the podcast and stuff. You were saying that you were wanting to like get into, I guess, this kind of work or something to do with like mental
Or
health.
just like
Gonna just elaborate on it?
yeah, yeah, like. So I had this idea at the start where like I was going to make this phone line that people could call and like talk to me and like tell me what's like just like a like that. I can't remember what that 0800 one is,
Yeah,
but something like that. Where I just they can call if they have like if they're stressing out or something, and like I could teach them to like have like breathe properly and shit like that, like
mm.
breathing techniques and stuff like that,
Yeah,
just to calm people down and help them a little bit or something.
yeah. We actually need more of that, bros, because throughout the years, obviously, you've probably had friends that have gone through stuff, just like I've had friends who have gone through stuff, and two of them have actually told me that they try to reach out to these phone places or like, like the 0800
Oh yeah,
numbers. And
yeah,
they said that both of them said that when they reached out to ring up these 0800 numbers, that they were just too full on, bro, that they weren't actually able to get on the phone with them and ask them how
yeah,
they've been
really,
doing and stuff. And said that
yeah,
one of my friends said that she called them up and they just put her straight onto like hold or some shit. You know how it plays music and shit. And she said that
yeah, yeah,
it was like something like 45 minutes hit, and she had been on hold.
Wow,
And she
really?
just got over it, you know. She was just like, fuck this, I'm not fucking waiting anymore.
It's
And just
terrible,
hung
right?
up, you know. So, like, you know, that's a real good idea, bro, is having, like, creating more, I guess, phone lines for people to reach out to, because as I know personally from people that are close to me, that they've tried to ring up these phone lines and they just haven't been able to get through. And I feel like so much people, bro, are probably trying to ring up these phone lines and trying to get through, but they just can't. So if people were able to call up Kurt, you know, on 0800 get
Yeah,
at Kurt to ask for some friendly advice, you know, it'd probably fucking help
yeah,
out a
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
But yeah, no,
Help
there's some good points,
people.
bro. Is like bringing up, like, you know, just, I guess, normalizing those social groups where dudes can get together and just have a yarn. Like, it doesn't even have to be heavy shit, you know. Like I said, like,
Yeah,
it
that's
could just be just shit off your
just
chest.
meet people. Yeah, just like meet people, dudes that are going through stuff like that. You know,
Mm-mm.
just like
And it'll just be
chill out, yeah, so
reassuring.
they can see, like, yeah, so like one dude can stand up and he can tell his problem, and then the guys that are sitting there watching him could be like, fuck, maybe like I could do that. I could probably get something off
Mm.
my chest now. And then like, people will start to talk more by just fucking blabbing something out of their mouth
Mm-mm.
in front of a group of dudes. Just make them, well, honestly, make them feel good.
Yeah.
Get
And it
some,
doesn't have to be the fucking heaviest shit, bro. Like, you can just start
nah,
off
just
with
be like,
light
fuck, I felt
conversations.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt like shit. Work sucked, or
Yeah.
something like that.
And then, like, you know, some dude might say, bro, no way, my fucking day sucked too, bro. Fuck,
Yeah,
you're a
yeah,
good
bro.
cunt. Like,
Yeah, that,
you know?
yeah, bro.
So, just starting off the conversations, I guess, is sort of where we
Yeah,
need to start aiming our attention towards, which is, you know, which is why it's good with the podcast and shit like that, is because, you know, if people want to get deep, then they can get deep. If they don't want to get deep, then they
yeah,
don't have to. But it's just getting a little bit of something out of your system so it doesn't get too
yeah.
much that you fucking pop, you know? Would you, what would your final message be to the world that you want to get out there? What positive message, should I say,
Oh,
do you want
God.
to put out there?
Probably just take some time out for yourself. This is the main thing, I reckon.
Definitely, bro. Well, fucking, I just want to thank you for jumping on, bro, and just, you know, just talking a little
Yeah,
bit about
pleasure.
yourself and just talking about, you know, tools and ways that you've coped with stuff that's happened in your past, and, you know, I guess the steps to getting to where you are today. I know that a lot of people are
Yep.
gonna, you know, be able to take a lot away from this, you know, and there'll be a lot of coasties, bro, that,
Hopefully.
you know, will probably be like me, who only ever seen, you know, the happy, smiley Kurt, you know, and to find out, you know, that even the happiest of them that we think are happy still go through their struggles. But it's good to see that you know,
Yeah.
you've started, you know, you're on that incline now. You know, you're in a better place in
Yeah,
your
bro.
life compared to where you were last time. So
Turn on the radio.